Hey there, YouTube. This is Egon Spangler, clone number 27. I'm coming to you live with another reaction video. I am really excited about this one. Big Iron low bass singer cover by Geoff Castellucci. Honestly, I do not know Big Iron. This is completely foreign to me. As I probably have mentioned in some of my past reaction videos, I listen to sound. Country doesn't really do it for me very often. There are exceptions like the Man in Black, Johnny Cash himself. Love Johnny Cash. That being said, I think Big Iron, the way it sounds and the way that he's dressed, I think this is going to be more of a country like song. I'm completely in the dark here, so when I'm reacting, this is like full blown reaction. Long song too, 5 minutes 18 seconds. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. I'm going to have to bust this up a whole bunch more because I keep getting myself in trouble with the algorithm for copyrights. So I'm going to try to behave myself and actually stop and react. This time I'm going to actually try to explain why why I'm liking the music, why I'm liking the sound, or maybe it's not something that I'm into, and I'll try to explain why as well. I think that's fair. This is a reaction video, and this is where we should be going with it. And without further ado, let's roll. Roll.
To the town of Alfred rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. Well, no one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip, for the stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, a big iron on his hip. Well, it was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. Easing down, now listen, running came the whisper from each lip. Then he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
Holy free holies. I'm gonna guess that's probably a B0-ish. I am not very good with, I know B0s and B1s and B2s, but you know, every good boy deserves fudge. And then 5 lines make a staff, E.G., BDF, 4 spaces you can see, F, A, C, and E. So I remember all those things. I can read music very slowly, almost as slow as me reading a full-blown novel, but you know what? It's okay today. Let's see here. It's Geoff, Geoff, Geoffrey, and Geo? We'll go with that. Anyways, once again, so from the sound perspective, I love it. One of the things and I've said this a bazillion times, I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record, just like the Gaithers, I like to have harmonies. Harmonies is a whole thing, barbershop quartets, anything like that I absolutely enjoy. It's because of the sound. I like harmonies. Even if there's discord, like when was it Tim Faust and Peter Hollins did in the Mountain King, not the Mountain King, the song from The Hobbit. They had an amazing sound. It was harmonies, but there was discorded harmonies as well. Coming back to this, Geoff is absolutely killing it. It is a country, but again, like I told you, I actually am enjoying this, and here the reason why is because of the harmony. Not to mention, I like it when guys sing bass because of the fact it sounds like a guy. Now, don't get me wrong. There's sorry, Michael Jackson. I understand that was your thing. There are certain sounds I do like to hear. Mitch from Pentatonics sings phenomenal. So there are out there, but I usually tend to gravitate to the lower notes. It's kind of the same thing when women sing. Mariah Carey, for example, she's got an amazing range, but for me, she tries to hit the high notes way too hard, way too often. Not gonna do it. It wouldn't be wise. It wouldn't be prudent. It's just not for me. However, that being said, you get some other women like Adele, who has a pretty decent range, but is in the alto section a lot more. For whatever reason, it works for me. It works for me a lot better. Anyways, let's continue on and let's see where this goes. I'm kind of digging the storyline too.
He's a stranger that rode into town one day, here to do some business, then be on his way. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive, or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red.
Okay, the storyline is kind of drawing me into this whole thing as well. One of the things is it's kind of like a spaghetti western. It's almost like a song that you would get pulled out of Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, or Red Dead Redemption 1 even. It doesn't matter. Pick either one. And you guys know that I'm a gamer. Hey, I'm doing this actually live on my Twitch channel, so always feel free to come and join us. Every time there's a new drop, I'm going to definitely take a look at that. I've gotten some requests for home free and some other things as well. I'll see what I can do. I'm probably going to pick up the pace of my reactions. However, that being said, going back into this again, one of the things I've noticed that Geoff likes to do is to sing song tales, tell stories. And he's extremely good at that. When he did 16 Tons, he used a special voice for was it the manager of the mine, and had bless my soul, something to that nature, where he kind of like threw his voice from the back of his throat. At least that's how I attempted to do it. I am not an impersonator by any stretch of the imagination. But that being said, this is a whole storyline, and I think we're going to see a lot more stories from him, because he is a storyteller. There's no doubt in my mind. Considering what he did in the past, and working for Universal Studios as a street Ghostbuster, stuff like that, absolutely amazing. Let's continue on.
Texas Red, like the dust that's blowing through this border town. Yeah. He will chase the storm and take old Texas down. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red, but the outlaw didn't worry. Men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his head. Now the morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to leave. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped, and the
Ripped. Yeah. Needless to say, the story continues on. Still on Palworld card. Well, I guess we'll have to remember that the next time. Thanks, Space. Appreciate that. So let's see here. he's continuing the storyline, and the fact that we have an outlaw that has 20 people chasing after him. He's killed all 20, and this ranger that we're kind of following along, who's telling the story. At least that's how I feel it's coming across. He's telling a story. I'm really digging the fact that um, he continues to find. Is this like a folk song? Is this a song from a game? Is this from like a spaghetti western or like a Clint Eastwood movie? I'm kind of curious to know where it's come from. Like I said, when I do reaction videos, if I know the song, great. But if I don't, just as great, because of the fact that I get to hear something absolutely brand new to me, and I'm totally down and for that. And this is absolutely brand new to me. I'm loving the storyline, love where it's going. But at the same time, Geoff is killing it with his. You guys told me he's got 5-octave range, which is sick. It's absolutely absurd. I love it. So the fact that he's able to blend his harmonies across 6 different octaves is absolutely monumental as far as what he's coming onto the table with, and he delivers every single time. And I know, especially with some of the things I've reacted to in the past, the fact that he rewrites or blends the harmonies into the original song, because who knows, maybe the song was only like a solo and he just added his own flair. This is absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving it.
Ranger's aim was deadly with a big iron on his head. Big iron on his head. Big iron. He's a stranger that rode into town one day. Big iron. Here to do some business, then be on his way. Big iron. Keep on rolling till his life is gone. It was
I can hit that
over
note.
in a moment, and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Well, he might have gone on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Did not hit that one yet. That was absolutely fabulous. I'll probably let it ride because he sometimes does things behind the scenes. I don't know if this is the case, but I'm going to at least try to close now, and then if I have to do a second closing, so be it. Actually, let's go backwards a couple clips. All right, there we go. So, honestly, he told the story, most of the story actually, from his lowest register, and I love that. Like I said, I gravitate to low notes. It's just how I'm wired. That being said, his higher or mid to high ranges were clean. They were clear. They were breathy. They were not like falsetto. You know how when someone sings extremely high notes. A good example is Frankie Valli. I think it's Frankie. His name is Frankie Valli. Like Big Girls Don't Cry and stuff like that. The falsetto is very easy to pick out, and it's a form. I remember having to do that when my voice was changing in high school choir, because there was just certain notes I could not reach. They were too high for me. And so I would switch over to falsetto, and it was like a whole different thing. It's not for me. It's not comfortable because then again, higher register. So, but he somehow is able to use chest or voice without the use of falsetto, even for the higher ranges, which is absolutely amazing. And because of it, it sounds that much better. So, if you know what, I should probably start writing some of these songs. A lot of the stuff I'm going to rate pretty high, so I got to be kind of careful. Love the storyline, love the sound. Honestly, I would probably, out of a 1 to 10, I cannot think of anything that I would fix per se. I think I would say a 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is like I'm like foaming at the mouth, or I fall back in a chair and this thing doesn't lean back. So I'm going to say 9 out of 10. Geoff, once again, you've hit this ball out of the park. That's absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything beyond, because a lot of times he tells either stories or things like that.
Hey everyone, Geoff here.
Hey,
Thanks for
Geoff.
watching Big Iron. I hope you enjoyed this updated version of such a classic tune. Special shout out goes to some of the
Classic.
folks on Patreon who make these videos possible.
So it does tell me
Walter
it's,
Draco,
it's an
Emma
older
Crumpley,
one.
Juliana Livingston, Diane Holland, Sarah Borzilli, Sarah O, Lori Templeman, Laura Mueller.
Okay, he's going to be reading all day. That's why it's so long. So, but at the same time, for all the patrons that are out there that have the ability to bless Geoff and to help him continue his amazing work, thank you. I thank you for that. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction video. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you the next time we have a reaction. Take care.